Okay, so let's proceed. So HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. It is the standard markup language for creating web pages, and it also describes the structure of a web page and consists of series of elements. I'm going to be learning about elements as we go on. In fact, today I think we are going to be treating elements today as part of what we'll be learning. Don't worry about what elements are. We'll get to know what elements are in just a few minutes right now. So this is what HTML is. So if you go out there and they ask you what's HTML, you can simply tell them HTML means Hypertext Markup Language. And that's the language that your web browser understands. That is the language your web browser understands. That's the language that your Chrome understands, your Internet Explorer, your Microsoft Edge, your Mozilla, your Mozilla is Firefox anyway. All the web browsers that you have, that is what the language they all understand. This thing called HTML. That is what they all understand. Somebody send me a message. So please, again, please change your name to your full name. Change your name to your full name. I don't want to have to take anybody out. Please change your name to your full name. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much, everyone. So let's proceed. Okay, let's just proceed. So a simple HTML document looks like this. Now you can see this image here with this code. This is what a simple HTML document looks like. All right, this is what it looks like. So we have the doc type HTML, which is you telling the browser that this is an HTML5 document, HTML5 document rather. There are other HTML versions. There's 4, there's 3, there's 2 points, the old versions, but HTML5 is the latest version right now. Then we have the HTML elements, okay? And then we have the head elements, we have the title elements, we have the body elements, and then other elements as well. The H1 element, which is the head tag. It's the title tag or the head tag. And then we have the P element as well. So here in this document that you can see here, this is the typical structure of an HTML document. It's a typical structure of an HTML document. Now at this junction, I would like you to go onto your system. You could open your desktop or somewhere on your computer and create a folder there. Now that folder is where we would be having I'll put it now, all your files for this course. That's where they will reside. So you can create a folder and name it maybe web programming, okay? And then create a subfolder, name it HTML. Inside the subfolder, you can name another one, call it Day01, okay? You can call it Day01 as the case may be, so that all your files that you're working on all reside in that folder. So you don't have to be looking for folder up and down. So I'm going to do something like that now. I'm going to put it on my desktop, somewhere on my desktop here. So I'm right clicking and I'm saying new folder. So I'll create a folder and I call it web programming. When I'm programming, I usually don't like to put space in between whatever I'm doing. I just make sure that each word starts with a capital letter. So this is my own folder that I've created. I want to do the same thing at your end, all right? And I'm going to open the folder. And now inside this folder, I'm going to create another folder and I'm going to call it HTML, okay? Now, inside my HTML, I'm going to then create another folder and I call it Day01. Good. So this will be my Day1 folder. Tomorrow, I'll have Day2, Day3, 4, Day5, and so on like that. You can create yours like that, or you just leave yours as HTML. But I would want to know everything I've done in day one right here. Okay, so this is my folder right now for this course, and I have it right here on my desktop. So anything I'm doing now will come in here in this folder, inside this folder for today. All right, so let's continue back to our presentation slides. If you have any question, please just post it in the chat window and I will respond. I'm not going to respond to Mavis's question because you haven't changed your name to what you used to register. So please change your name, and I'll be able to respond to you accordingly. So please do change your name. Okay, so let's continue. All these elements that we are seeing, HTML, head, title, body, H1, and P elements, we'll get to know what they actually mean later. All right, so let's go to the next slide. Now, what is an HTML element? An HTML element is defined as, by a start tag, some content, and an end tag. Now, what are tags? Now, what you have here, you can see this syntax that you have here, okay? The entire thing is called an element. So we have what we call the start tag, and we have what we call the end tag, okay? In between is a content. It can be anything. You can even have a tag inside a tag or an element inside another element. Again, this entire thing you're seeing is the element, and which consists of what? A start tag, the content, and what? The end tag. Your end tag is usually having this / to indicate the end tag. You see the tag name, the content, and the end tag. But the end tag is having what? The / before the tag name. The HTML documents that we saw previously. So we have the HTML elements, but by the time if you look at this image here, you can see the HTML elements, the open tag or the start tag here, and you can see the end tag below. You can see the head elements, the start tag, and we can see where the head element is being closed. This is the ending tag or the closing tag. Okay, same goes for every other one. You can see the title, and then this is the closing tag for the title. Okay, so likewise, your H1 having a closing tag, start tag, end tag, or you call it closing tag, whichever one that works for you goes well. All right. So what we've seen so far is that we've seen our H1, which is used for headings. The H elements, we have H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, and H6. Those are just the head elements that we have in HTML. And then we have the P, which is for paragraphs. And then we have the BR for line breaks. Now, some HTML have no content, like the BR elements. We have another one called HR element. BR elements is for line breaks. HR element is for horizontal rule, as we will see later as time goes on. So web browsers, I've told us about web browsers. Your web browsers like Chrome, Edge, Firefox, Safari, is to read the HTML document and display them correctly. So when you write an HTML code, your web browser can help you display them correctly. The web browser does not display HTML tags, but they only use them to determine what to display or how to display what you have asked them to display, like we are going to be doing very, very soon. Okay, that's what your web browsers do. Okay, behind the web browser are codes, HTML codes. Okay, let me see if I can quickly show us something. Let me right-click here. Where is it? Okay, view page source. We're going to see some gibberish now. This is what is making up this page. This is the HTML code that is making up this particular page that you're seeing. All this design that you're seeing here all consists of this. Now we can see at the top here, you can see HTML start tag here. If we scroll all the way below, you see the end tag for the HTML right here. Okay, so we'll still talk about the structure so that we know what those actually mean. So that's how your web browser display your HTML code. All right, and then this is the proper structure for your HTML documents or your HTML page. You have the HTML tag at the top, and the closing tag is the last thing at the bottom of your code. Followed by the HTML tag elements, you have the head elements. Okay. Inside the head elements, you have some things. You have some things like the title tag is there inside the head element. You can see there's an element inside another element here. Then after the head tag, you now define the body tag. Inside the body tag, you have every other element, the heading elements, the paragraph elements, other element, table elements, list elements, many of them that we're going to be seeing during the course of this program. Okay. Now the content inside the body section, that's this white area, will be displayed in a browser. You may not see any of these things, other things that is outside the body content, body tag. This is your body tag here, and this is the closing of the body tag. So everything you want to show on the web browser comes inside this body tag. Okay. However, the title tag or the title element is what you use to give your page a title. And this is a sample of what it looks like. What you have here that says post attendee -zoom. That is what goes inside the title element. Let me see if I can show that to us. Where is it? If this will work, let me see. Don't worry about all this JavaScript code that you're seeing. Don't be confused. So what they have done here, this code that you see here is what is helping. I'm looking for this title element. Where is it, Seth? Aha, this is it here. You can see it here. So this is exactly what we have right up here. You get, so that's how you define a title for your page or the tab. That's what goes there. So let's take note of that. And let's continue. So that's about chapter 1. We're moving to chapter 2, HTML editors. Any questions so far? Any questions so far? Okay. All right, so let's move forward since there's no question. So HTML editors, yeah. A simple editor is all you need to learn HTML, as simple as your notepad that comes with your operating system. For people using MacBook, you have text edit that comes with your MacBook operating system or your iOS operating system or So for Windows users, you will see Notepad. For MacBook users, you will see text edit. Okay. Basically, that's what we should use to learn this coding so that it will help us to learn how to actually write code. So we get into the habit of writing code. However, because we have a lot to do, that's why we'll be using VS Code. VS Code has what we call IntelliSense or autocomplete. They help you to autocomplete your code and also give you suggestions while you are writing the code. They can also help you identify errors. Those are advanced text editors. Okay, that's an example is VS Code that we're going to be using later. But here we'll start with our normal notepad. So right on your system where you are, please search for notepad and open it up. Just as I'm doing. Open up notepad. I'm going to minimize my slide. Probably every other thing. So open up notepad. I'm going to bring it here. most likely have my browser on the right here. So open up Notepad on your system, just as I have done. And we are going to write, I'm going to skip through this slide because it's just telling us how to open Notepad on our system, which I think is easy. Just search for Notepad and open it up on your system. I'm going to be writing a code now. So we write this code on our Notepad, okay? So just as I write, you can also write along. When I finish writing, I'll let you write yours too. So I'm going to just open my Notepad on top of it here. Okay, those of you with phones, let me pull up something. I think I sent something to someone. For those of us with phones, let me see. Just a minute. I'm going to search for online editors, online text editor. Excuse me. All of them are here. Let's use this guy. So I'm going to post something in the chat window. For those of you that are using phones, you can just go to that link. So it will open up for you a page that you can also use to write your code and also see what you're writing on the side here. So you can use that to code by yourself too. Okay. All right. So let's code now. So everybody, as I'm typing, you can also type on your system as well. Okay. So we have first doc type. Try and ensure that you are typing everything in the right case. If there is uppercase, please type it in uppercase. What am I even typing? Okay. Then I'm opening my HTML tag, HTML. So coding sometimes may be tedious, but it's always interesting. And that's why at a point we have to switch to something like VS Code to help us with, coding faster. Okay. So then I have P. I hope we are coding as I'm coding. First paragraph. What am I doing? All right, so I'm done writing the code. This is all that I want us to write where we are. Let me try to. Let me just increase this font a bit and we can actually see what I'm doing properly. Okay, how many of us are done? If you are done writing your code, just can wave a hand or you type yes in the chat window before I show us the next thing that I want to show us. All right. Yeah, I can see that some people have finished typing the code. Okay, great. So the next thing you have to do now, this is just a notepad. It doesn't mean anything to the browser right now. Okay. Your browser may not be able to understand this right now until we tell your browser what this is like, or we save it in a way that your browser then understands. Now, what I want you to do now is to click on File and click on Save As. Click on File and then click on Save As. Just give me a minute, please. Okay, let's continue. Click on File and then click on Save As, where you are. Now, this name, first, I'm going to have to go to where the folder I created. Remember that folder that I created on my desktop? I named it web programming, HTML, and inside Day01. So that's where I want to save this file, okay? Once you've navigated to that place, what you need to do next is give your file a name. So I can say this is my HTML. Let me name it like that, my HTML, okay? 1 minute, please. All right, sorry guys. So give it a name. Let me give it your name. Let me give it my own name. Okay. When you're done giving it a name, ensure you type .html at the end. .html or .htm, but I think it's good you use HTML. It helps you just be consistent with that using HTML. When you do that, don't save yet. Come to this place called Save As Type, select it and select all files. All files right here, okay? And then when you're done, leave this as is, don't touch it, leave it, okay? When you're done, you just click on Save. So we've saved this file now. We now need to view what we have done in a browser. Somebody say I'm too fast. Okay, let me slow down. Okay, so I'm going to go back now. File, Save As, give your file a name. Okay, give it a name. After you type the name, type HTML at the end of the name. Okay, type .html, not just HTML, .html. So my file name is James, then I'm adding .html to it. Once you've done that, come to Save As Type here. Select the drop down and select all files. Select the drop down and select all files. When you do that, click on Save. So it will save the file. Because I've saved before, that's why it's asking me if I want to replace the file. So I just say yes. Do we all understand? Do we all get that? Or do I have to repeat? If you want me to repeat, please let me know in the chat window. So can I move forward? Okay, let me see. Okay, somebody said I should still repeat again. Okay, so we've gotten it to where we have where we created this file. I hope everybody has created this file. So you click on File from your notepad. You see Save As option on your notepad. Click on it. It brings you here. Now, it may not bring you to this place because you may need to browse to that folder I asked you to create at the beginning. And my own is resides on my desktop. So I'll click on desktop on this right side and then scroll to the folder that I created, which is this one, web programming. I open it, I open my HTML folder as well, and open Day01, which is the folder I created for today. And I open it up. I'm inside that particular folder now where I want to save my file. Okay. I give the file a name. This time I'm going to give it another name. So I'm going to give it file ABC. Okay. And I said, when you are saving your HTML file, okay, because you want the browser to understand it, you must add the file extension, which we call .html to it. .html to it. Now, when you're done adding .html to the file name, select this Save As drop down where you have text document here. Select it and click on All Files. Okay. Click on All Files. I have saved the document as file abc.html. Okay. And I came here, I selected All Files. When done, select Save. That will save that particular file for you. Okay. The next thing you have to do now to see what you have done, how we can move forward now, everybody. How we can move forward. I've repeated it like 2-3 times now. Do I have HTML? Sorry, that is a typo. That must be a typo. Let me check my file again. Let me check it. No, I have Thank you for that, HTML. Thank you for that correction. You see, we're all learning. Good. So let's move forward. Thank you, Abidemi, for that. Okay, so this is the document now. I'll have to save it again because of that. I understand. So if it was Visual Code that VS Code that I was using, I won't be making that mistake. So what to do next is you go to that folder which you have created for this project, for this work. I'm now in my folder Day01. Okay. From desktop, I look for this by different file. I look for web programming folder that I created, HTML folder, and I come into Day01 folder. And these are the files that I've created. Now, as you can see, they look like Chrome icon. They're having Chrome icon on them. So what I'm going to do now, everybody, please just watch closely. Watch closely, leave what you're doing. I am going to double click on this file, or I right click and click open, okay? But I'm going to double click on it, clicking it twice, all right? Or I will right click and then I click open to open this file. And this is what it's going to give me. This is the result of what we have done. This code we have done, we have typed here, all this code is what gave us this, okay? If I come here in this header tag and I change what I have here about me, and I say about me, okay? And I say about me, okay? And then I'm here and I say my name is James Ogunremi. Nothing will happen here. Nothing is going to happen here because I've not even saved the file yet. Yes, I'm going to give you the file, the slide. After each class, wherever we get to in these slides, I will send it to us on the Google Classroom and we'll be able to get it. So I have made some changes here. I have to save the changes I've made by clicking on File. I don't need to go to Save As again because I'm not changing the name of the file. I'll just say Save, or I press Ctrl S. Now I have saved the file, but this is my web browser. I still remain the same. So what I need to do now is to refresh this web browser by clicking on this refresh button at the top here, or I right click and I say reload here. So when I reload now, you're going to see that the changes I've made here will reflect here now. So I'm going to reload. I think you can see. So about me, my name is James Ogunremi, has now appeared here. So this is your first web page or your first website that you've created. Okay. So any question up to this level before we go back to our slides? So you can make some changes at your end, make any changes you want to make, refresh, reload the web browser, and you will see. Somebody's excited here. Okay, so that's your first web page. So let's proceed. Any question, please? Any question, any question, any question? Any question? No question. So let me minimize all this as we continue. Okay, so well done to all of you. I'm clapping for you. You've created your first web page. So well done, well done, well done to that, to you all. Okay, so let's continue. Is there a question here? Okay, have you, you can change whatever you want to change and then do a reload, okay? How many of us have tried it? If you've tried it, just say yes. Okay, go ahead. Somebody's saying we should close it. Okay, so go ahead and try it now. Just give you a minute to try it. Okay, cool. If you have tried it, just let me know in the chat window that you've tried it. Okay. Okay, yeah, keep the yes coming, keep the yes coming. Well done to you. Well done, Esther Yola. Well done. Well done, Marvelous Paul. Well done, Epidemic. Well done. Who is this? Lisa, when are you? Yes, leave it as UTF-8. Don't touch it. Don't touch that side. Just leave it at that. So James, that's the answer to your question. Don't touch the UTF-8 thing. Just leave it at that. Well done, Idayat. Well done, Adeji. Well done, Oluwaseun. Well done, Olasami Bisola. Well done. Well done to all of you. No problem. Sorry about your phone. Okay. Okay. Well done, Esther, and blessing. All right. So let's proceed so that we don't spend too much time. Let's go back to our slides. So thank you all for trying. So I'll skip through this chapter. This is all that we've done. You will get this slide. Okay, so go to chapter 3. Some basic examples in HTML. Some basic examples in HTML. So in this chapter, we'll show you some basic HTML examples. Don't worry if we use tags that you've not learned about yet. Don't worry about that. So you'll be seeing some tags, so don't worry about those tags. We'll get to learn them as we go on in this course. So we have our HTML document, which you've seen what it looks like. So all HTML document, we start with type declaration of doc type. Very important, doc type. That tells your browser that, hey, this HTML document you have here is of HTML version 5, okay? Then after that, you have your HTML element or tag, which begins with the with what we have here. This angle bracket, what do you call it in mathematics? This is less than, and then greater than. In between, you have your HTML, okay? And it ends with this tag. So this is the start tag for HTML element, and this is the end tag for the HTML element. You always have that in your, in every HTML document. That's how it begins, and this is how it ends. So every other thing goes in between this HTML tag that you have here. Then you have the visible body part of the document, which is the body tag. And this is the closing tag for the body, okay? Everything within the body tag is what is visible. As you can see in this place, we have our opening body tag here, and we have our closing body tag here. So what we've done here is what we have seen in the browser. We didn't see any other thing here. As you can see, okay, I think I'll do that as an assignment. Let me just close this. That will be an assignment for you guys. Okay. Let me note it somewhere. I'll stop sharing my screen, but I don't want you to see the assignment now. And then I'll share my screen again. I want to note the assignment somewhere. We don't want to show us now. Okay, insert. Okay, no. Okay, so that is that. So I'm going to share my screen again. All right, welcome back to my screen. Okay, so let's go to the next slide. Please, if you have questions as we are going on, don't hesitate to ask, okay? My eye is on the chat window, so whenever something pops up there, I will know. Okay, so this is the HTML documents. We are already familiar with this documents. This is a basic HTML documents, just so basic as you can see it. So the doc type declaration represents the document type, and it helps browser to display web pages correctly. It must only appear once at the top of your page. Please note that down. It must only appear once at the top of your page before the HTML tags. The doc type declaration is not case sensitive, so you can put it in capital letter or lowercase. But I would advise that you always use, if you are using lowercase for your tags, stick to it. If it's capital letters you're using, stick to it. Okay, please, that's very important, that you just be consistent with the way you code. It's very good. It helps you to code easily. All right, if I'm moving too fast, please let me know. Please let me know if I'm moving too fast. If you have questions, you want to take me back, please feel free to do that. We must understand this code. That's why we are here. Okay, so the HTML headings. I told us about H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6. So HTML headings are defined with the H1 to H6 tags. HTML headings are defined with H1 to H6 tags. The H1 defines the most important heading, so it's bigger than every other one. It's bigger than every other tags every other heading tag. Okay. There's a difference between heading tag and head tag. Head tag is different from heading tag. Your H1 are called heading. They are called headings. So H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6 are called headings. They are heading tags. Okay. So your H6 is the smallest heading tags that you have. So what we are going to try now is that we're going to, in our code, I'm going to do something for us now. So all you need to do is to practice this on your own, okay? So I want to write this particular code. My name is in the different heading tags that we have so that we'll see what it looks like. Do I have a question here? Okay, don't worry. We'll have a recording of the class and you'll be able to, do a recap. Sorry about your experience. So I'm going to now change this P1 here to H1 and change the ending as well to H1 here. So what I want to do here, I want to show us what H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6 all look like. So I'm going to do all copy and paste this. So then I'll change this to H2, H3. You can do the same on at your hand if you want. You can do the same at your end as I'm doing it here. Remember, you change both the starting and the end tags of each of them. When you're done, click on File and click Save to save your work. Okay. Now I have saved the work and I'll go back to my browser. I'll right click and I'll reload. And this is what we have here now. You can see this one here is my H1 tag, H1 heading, and you see how big it is. Okay. The next one is H2. Yes, you can use Ctrl S to save, of course. Why not? Ctrl S, yes, you can use Ctrl S to save. So H3, you can see it. H4, you can see it here. H5 is the next one here, and H6 is this smallest guy here. Now, the logic is the lower the number, the bigger the heading. Okay, the lower the number, the bigger the heading. The higher the number, the smaller the heading is. I hope we understand that. Okay, so if you've done this at your hand, please just type yes in the chat window. If you have done it at your hand, type yes in the chat window. Type yes in the chat window. I have my chat window open. Well done, Esther. Esther, you are very fast. You're almost like the first person to tell me yes. Stanley, well done. Well done. Who else? Who else have done it? Diet, well done. Well done. I hope it worked. I hope it worked at your end. Paul, marvelous. Well done. Abidemi, well done. Well done. I want three more people before I continue. Yeah, thank you, Esther. Okay. Anybody else? Anybody else? Where are the others? Allah Sami, well done. Well done. Well done. Well done. Well done. Okay. All right, James, well done. Who else have done it before we move forward? Shine, is that your name? Is that the name I'll put on your certificates? Are you sure this is your name? If this is not your real name, please change it to your real name. Okay. Otherwise, this is what I will type on your certificates. And then you go and be defending it on your own. Helen, well done. Okay, so let's proceed. So that's how interesting it is. So this is a HM tag. That's our headings. Okay. So it depends on the way you want it to look like, how big you want it to look like. That will tell you what number you use, which of the H tags that you use, whether it's H1 or H2 or H3 or H4 or H5 or H6, as the case may be. Okay, all right. So let's proceed back to our slides. Any question, please, if you have a question, please ask me the question in the chat window. Let me see. Okay, now someone is asking, can you skip numbers? Okay. You don't need to skip. It's not about you skipping numbers. When you are, it's you deciding on which of the tags you want to use in your HTML document. Now, what I've done here is to just show you how each of them looks like. Okay. It doesn't mean that you have to put them like this. I can decide to take off the first three and just have one of them only. Maybe just leave H4. If that's what I need in my HTML or website design, fine, so be it. That's what it's going to take. Okay. Do you understand? If this is where I want my thing to look, that's it. So it's just for you to know the types of heading tags that we have. Okay. It's not that you must have all of them like that, the way I've done it here in the this thing. Okay. I'm just trying to show you the types and what each of them looks like in your web browser. Okay. Now, someone is asking P tag. For the P tag, you don't need, P tag does not come with numbers. P tag is P tag and it's for paragraphs. Okay, it's for paragraphs. We'll learn about paragraphs soon. So just chill, be patient. Let's go step by step. So, all right, so now we have paragraphs here now. So paragraphs are defined with what? The P tag. Okay, and what do we call paragraph? What are paragraphs? Let me go to, your paragraph is, let me use a new document here, a new notepad. So let's say I type, bam, 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 bam. You see, I'm just typing and typing like that. Now, let me take this out. So I type another one, goes like that. I put, so you know now in your English language, you know what paragraphs are, okay? The paragraphs are usually the normal text size, normal size of text. So like, for example, this is a paragraph, this is a paragraph, this is a paragraph, okay? I can come here and just type, what is this here? Okay. And I decide to increase the font. Let's say I decide to increase, let me see. I hope I'm doing the right thing. Yes, I'm decide to increase that to, sorry, I'm doing the wrong thing here. Uh-oh. Oh, I can't do this in this notepad though. I can only do it in Microsoft Word. So I'm going to copy this now and I'll put it in Microsoft Word file. So let's say I have this, okay? Assuming these are all paragraphs. So let's say this is a paragraph, this is a paragraph, this is another paragraph. But this, what is this? I want it to be bigger. Or let me make everything a bit big so that we can see. So these are all of the same size. So I want this one to be bigger now. And I'll change the font size to maybe a 28 and bold it. So all these normal text size are paragraph. This one then is the heading, okay? And these are what paragraphs? These are paragraphs. So your paragraph tag, that's what it gives to you. Excuse me. That's what your paragraph tag gives to you. So in our code here, we see we have one paragraph tag here. And what that gave to us is this guy here. You can see the size is different from the size of this heading. Okay. So for example, let me get back to this our headings. The H1 is usually used for a bold heading on your web page. The H5, the H2, maybe like a sub heading. Okay. And so on like that, depending on how you want your stuff to look like. And they are usually bold. All these things you have here, they are bold. Okay. So you can see my normal paragraph text here is not bold. All right. So this is a paragraph. I can choose to copy this now and paste it to create more paragraphs for myself. Okay. I could say my name is John Smith. Okay. My name is Jane Doe. Then I'll save this file. Come here, I right click and I reload. So you can see my paragraph text here. So it's the P tag that you can use to form all your paragraph text. So we could type in more things in our paragraph text and so on and so on. So just take it as it is right now. As we go on, you begin to see more use for this paragraph tag that we have. That's our P tag that we have here. All right, we'll begin to see more use of it as we continue. All right, now HTML links. HTML links are defined with what we call the A tag. We're still going to see all these things. We're still going to dive into them deeply as we continue in this class. Okay, so don't worry if there are some things that are looking somehow to you, okay? But we'll still dive into it. Now, we're going to do something very interesting. I want everybody to open their notepad file, this particular file that we have here. Okay. Or create a new notepad file. Don't use this one again. This one is already getting filled up. So create a new notepad file at your hand. And we're going to type in the basic HTML tags. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take away all these other things that I have that I'm not willing to use. Okay. So if you can create a new notepad, or you delete what I have deleted and then go to file and choose save as, and then you can do the same thing to change the name to maybe my links. Okay, let me name this one my links. .html. Don't forget to add .html and change this to all files. Okay, let me see if I have a question. Yeah, you can create a new in the same folder. Yes, please create the notepad in the same folder. You can put it in the same folder like I'm doing now. Okay, so what I just did is I deleted the things I don't want. Then I came to file and I say save as, which means I'm saving a new file. I'm not going to overwrite the ones I have before. So I want to name it my links. Okay, and I'll change this to all files. Then I'll click on save. So you can see at the top here, it has changed the file name here. So I want you to pay attention here right now. What we are going to type is exactly what we have on this slide. Okay, we're going to type in what we have on this slide. This particular example that we have. Okay, that's what we're going to type in. So if you have done yours, please go ahead and type this particular example like I'm going to do now. I open the A tag. Inside that A tag, I have href. In open quotation, HTTPS. You can even use another website if you want. So I'm going to use HTTPS / I do www.mail.com. Okay, that's the link I want to use. You can use anything you want, provided the website exists. I'll close this open tag. Inside there, I'll say this is a link. Then I'll close my A tag. So you can do the same at your hand, typing this into your notepad. Once you are done typing this, please be sure to save it. Be sure to save it. Be sure to save it. So I'm going to go to the folder again. Oh my, I've done rubbish. I've done rubbish. Let me go back. Save as. I guess I didn't change this to all files. No, I didn't type HTML.html to it. HTML. I think that's what I didn't do. Now click on save. So as you can see, it's here now. I'll delete this one. Please, if you have questions, don't hesitate to ask. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to open this file now. Okay, if I'm too fast, please let me know. I'm going to open this file now, double clicking on it, and this is what it gives to me. Remember, I said this is a link, and this is it here. So what I've done, I've created a link that will lead me to this website, this particular website that I have here. So if I click on this link now, it will take me to that website. I'm clicking on it now. So it has navigated to this website called mail.com. Let me go back to my page. Do we understand? Do you want me to repeat? So go over it again. Okay, so please pay attention. I'm going to go over it one more time. I'm going to go over it one more time now. I hope we understand how I got to type this out. And I want you to type it at your hand as well. Okay. HTTPS : blah, blah, blah. It's just a website link. All right. So I did save as the usual thing we did before. And I gave it a name, my links, and I said .html at the end. And I changed this to all files. Okay. Change it to all files. And then I clicked on save. Don't worry about this because I have the file there before. I just say yes. So after saving it, I open up my folder. This is the file. I double clicked on the file to open it in my browser. Okay. And this is what has opened for me. About me here is this H1 that we have here. My name is James Ogremi, is this paragraph text that we have here. And this is a link. This one is what we have here. Don't be confused about this href. What are they called, Seth? I forgot what they're called. I think element or so. And this is the value that it has here. We'll get to know all these things later, okay? Like I told us at the beginning of this chapter, don't worry about the ones that doesn't look familiar to you yet. We'll get to know all of them later because we'll be picking them one by one and we'll be talking about them during the course of this class. Excuse me. So do we understand up to this place? And this is what forms this. Please, I want you to do the same thing at your end. If you're having any issues, let me know in the chat window. So I'll give us like a minute or two to do that very quickly. Just type exactly what I've typed here, open the browser and do the same thing. Well done, Esther. I hope it worked. I hope it worked at your end. Who else have done it? Great. I'm glad it works. Yeah, well done, Priscilla. Who else have done it? Who else? Who else? Who else? Naomi. Well done, Naomi. Also, Esther Yola, well done. Well done, Razak. Well done. So one more person. They said your file could not be accessed. Okay, marvelous, well done. Okay, can you? Okay, great, Daniel. James, it says your file cannot be accessed. Look up, look to my screen. Can you ensure that this is correct? And it's in quotation like this at the beginning and the end. Ensure that it's correct. Okay. And then save it in the right location, go to your folder and open the file. So when it opens, comes here, you can click on the link. It should take you to the website that you have put there. Okay. Okay. Who else is there? Daniel, well done. Ayodeji. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. Don't worry, you'll get the recording of the class. I'll just quickly recap. So what's the essence of the web address in the line of the code? I'll let you know. Okay. You put google.com. Okay, it's good. Okay, Esther, what did you say did not reflect? Are you saying that when you clicked on the link, it didn't go to the website you put? Is that what you're saying? Esther and Blessing. Okay, now ensure you type in exactly what you have here in your link. Okay, so what you have done here, let me show us something now. Let me go to, okay, let me go to the mail.com website. Well done, James. Now, as you can see on this mail.com website, there are things we call links, all right? look at my cursor. You can see that my cursor is on, is having a pointed arrow, is a pointed arrow right now. If I come to this sign up, you can see that it's turning into a hand, which means that this sign up is a link leading to another page. If I click on it, it will lead me to another page. The way this is created, okay, in HTML is what we have done in our code here. That's how it's created. I can choose to change this text here to sign up. Okay, can choose to change it to sign up. And then I save it. And I come back to the file here, to my browser here. Okay, and I refresh it. It will change to sign up. As you can see, when I place the mouse on it, it's changing to a hand. And when I click on it, it will lead me to this website that I've put inside here. So this href is like saying, what is the destination? Okay, it's a reference to this website. You are referencing this website. So when I click on this text, sign up, it will take me to this website. You open up this website for me. So let me change this website now to something else. Let's say I change it to CNN. Okay, this CNN's website. I'll save my file. And then I will refresh this page so that it will take up what I've saved. And I click on sign up again. It will now open up CNN website. You can see that. Okay. All right. Well done, Esther. So that is what happens. That's how you create a link to lead to different websites that you may want to lead to. Okay. I hope we all understand. So let me just read up this for you. So the link destination is specified in the href attribute. Yes, that's what they are called, attributes. I've forgotten. So the link destination, which is this www dots, whatever you have in yours, is the destination. Okay. And it's specified with what we call the href attributes. Href attribute. Your attributes are used to provide additional information about HTML elements. The the HTML element here is the A tag, the A element, all right, that we are dealing with here. So your A element is supposed to be an hyperlink. Now let me do something very quickly. Let me open this page again. So what I'm going to do now, and I'll open this guy. Let me go back. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take away this href. Let's see what is going to happen. I'll cut it out and I'll leave my A tag like this. Okay, let me save. I'll come here, I refresh. Did you see what has happened? My sign up has nothing because it has no destination. It's just a normal A tag that I've used to put up something here. You can see that my cursor is not changing to a hand at all. So, but if I return this back and I save, because there's a destination now, there is a destination now here. Let me refresh. You can see it has changed now. Okay. So your A tag, if you're going to use it, you must have a destination to it. Your destination can be to anywhere on the internet or on your system, it can be anywhere. I could choose to make this destination to open something else, maybe an image if I want. So which means that I have to change this link that I have here to the link for that image, maybe somewhere on internet, somewhere on Google. And let me see what I can do here. Let me open Google. This is me just playing around, okay? And maybe I say images, okay? And I say HTML tags or something. And just play like that. Now these are images, eh? If I open this image now, the image is opened here. I click on this image and it's opening to this website. Let me see. I want that image itself. Okay, the A means anchor. It's like saying an anchor tag. We usually call it anchor tag. That's what the A means. Anchor tag. The P is paragraph. Yeah, it's an anchor tag. Yeah, you can call it an anchor tag. where is my image? My image is not here. So let's say, oh, this thing is not doing what I want to do. I'm going to copy the image link, copy image address. So that's what I'm going to copy now. I'm going to put it here. Let's see what happens. So I'll paste that. You can see all this. Chineke. No, I'm not. I don't want to use this one. This is too much. I don't want to confuse you guys. What am I doing now? Okay. Okay. Let me correct my code. Oh no. Trying to look for a simple image. Okay, let's just move on. So whatever link you put here anyway is what is where your stuff will lead to. Okay. So this is what I have here already. All right. So let's go back to our slides. Okay, before we go to, okay, let's just yeah, the anchor tag does exactly what we have seen, James. The anchor tag does exactly what we've seen. We use it to create a link to another page, to another destination. So you could write anything in between it, telling the person, click on this to do this or something. So that's what your anchor tag does. It enables you create a link to other pages or other destinations. I hope you understand. Like if you want to, in your web page, you want it to link to maybe a form, maybe a Google form or something. You then put the link to that Google form inside here. And maybe where you have, this is a link, you can just say, click here to register, something like that. That's how you can use your anchor tag. I hope that answers your question. All right, thank you. Okay, so let's move forward. Now we have image here. Images are defined with the img tag, okay? Images are defined with img tag. Images are defined with what we call img tag, all right? Just a minute, please. Just trying to attend to something here. Okay. Oh, I have a question. Somebody says, what is the meaning of href? Href means hypertext reference. Hypertext reference, that's what it means. Hypertext reference. How that makes sense? Hypertext reference, that's what it means. Sorry, sir, I don't understand. What part don't you understand? Is it the anchor tag, the A tag that we've been talking about, or this image tag where we are from the last slide? Okay, let me explain this again. Okay, now HTML links are defined with the A tag, which I've called anchor tags, okay? And the way you define the anchor tag is this code that you have seen here. Your anchor tag, because the purpose is to lead to a destination, you must add this href attribute. Okay, the link's destination is specified in the href attribute, okay, which is this https://www.w3school.com, and then you close with this, you close the start tag up, you close it up, and then you put in the text that you want to show on your web page, what you want your web page to show. You put in this text there. All right. So and then you close your tag. This link that you see here is the destination that whenever anybody clicks on it, it will take them there. So I'll go back to my code here. I have here, in place of this link, I have mail.com here. And this is what it's giving me right here, okay? This is the sign up that I typed here. This sign up that you see here is what I have here. I hope you understand, marvelous. So I'm creating a link here, all right? I could say something like, click here to register. Let me save it. And then I'll come here and reload. So you can see it has changed. So if I click here now, where it's going to take me to is going to be the website that I put here. So any website you want it to lead to is what you will put in here when you are coding. Okay. So I'm not going to dwell more on this because we are still going to come back to links, HTML links, as we go on. Okay. So don't worry, even if you don't get it now. Like I've said, there are some tags you may not understand now, but we'll get there as time goes on. Okay. So these are just some basic examples of HTML tags that we have. Okay. So let's get to images now. So HTML images are defined with IMG tags. So when you want to define an image tag, in other words, your image tag is used to display an image. Your image tag is used to display an image. Do we understand? Your image tag is used to display an image on your web page. I'm going to quickly download an image and save it inside my web page. Let's go to Google Images. Let's download a particular image. Let me look at this. So let's say we want to download this particular image now. Okay, all right, click on it and I say save image as. Don't worry about how I saved it. You can pick any image from your own computer system to work with, okay? But when you pick that image, save it, put it inside the folder that you've created, your HTML folder. So I'm going to put it inside my Day01 folder, and I'll name it my photo or something. Just give it a name, okay? And then I'll save it. So if I come to my folder, I know that I have an image here called my photo. Okay, if I open it up, so this is the image. So I know it's there, okay? So let's go back to our code. Now, like I said, this IMG tag is used to display images, and that's what we're going to do now, okay? So the source file, which is src attributes, okay, and the alt text attributes, the width and height are provided as attributes. They are all attributes which you can manipulate with respect to that your image file, image tag. So I'm going to do a test now here. So what I want to do, I'm going to also create a new, you can create a new notepad file in your folder. So I'm going to try and do that here now. I'll take this link off. And I'm going to save this as image.html. Please don't forget to add .html and change this to all files, okay? And I'll save it. So I have that here in my folder, okay? So what I want to do now, I want to display this image on the web page. Let me open the image web page. This is it here, okay? But the image is not displayed, but I want to display that image on the web page. So this is what I'm going to do, following this code that we have on our slide. So I want everybody to quickly create a new HTML document like I just did now. And we are going to create our image tag and then ask it to display an image, just as we have here in this code. So what I'm going to do now I'm going to start typing, and I want you to start typing at your end too. SRC, which is called source. That's what it means, source. And I'll now put my photo. I know the name of the image. So the image is my photo.jpg. Sorry. You must always add the file extension to the name of that file, JPEG. Then I have alt. No. I'm sorry. Just say my image. I'll put it as my image. That's the alt value for the alt. The width is there. Let me not put width yet. So let me close this here. Okay. And then I can do this img. Have we all typed this? Please, let's type. If you've typed it, please save your work. Please save your work. And now I'm going to open my web page. And I'm going to refresh this web page now. Voila. You can see the image is showing right now on my web page. It's showing right now on my web page. Do we all understand? So do the same at your hand. Do the same at your hand. Pick an image from your system, copy it and put it inside that same folder, and just do the same thing at your end. Once you have done it, please, in the chat window, just type in yes. Has anybody completed theirs? Who has done? Okay. Well done, Esther. I hope it worked. Well done, Olasami. I hope it worked. So while we are waiting for others to do this, on your Google Classroom, something has been posted there to mark attendance. So if you go to your Google Classroom, under classwork, you will see there's a form there for you to fill. So since you are in class, you just fill in there, yes, it's a question, are you in class today? So you fill in yes, and then you submit. So that means you've marked your attendance for today. So I want all of us to please ensure we do it, because the form will close 15 minutes after 10. But from tomorrow, the form will be closing earlier. That means the due time for that form will be closing earlier than the normal time. When you have typed in your notepad, you have to save it. Save it as HTML. It appears you joined late. Somebody said the image is big. I'm wondering if I had. Yes, because, and Olasami, well done. You didn't do anything wrong at all. You didn't do anything wrong. But you can see that you said your image is big. So the next step we are going to take is going to be how you control the width and the height of the image. In other words, the size of the image. So that's the next thing we're going to do next. And that is done with this guy here called the width attributes and the height attributes. That's how you do it. So we're going to look at that as well. I'm just waiting for a few people to, to do theirs as well. Okay. So I'm going to just recap again very quickly for those of us who may not get it. Well done, Ayadeji. James, don't worry. We'll correct the bigness of your image. Well done anyway. All right. Let me see. So let me explain this again. Okay. What I did, I downloaded an image from the internet and I saved the image. This is my own image here in the same folder as Day01 folder. Okay. I saved the image right in here. Okay. And after saving the image, I know the image exists there. So I came to my code here. SRC is saying source. Where is this image that I want to display? Where is it coming from? Or what's the name of the image? Okay. So I'll type in the name of the image here, including the extension of the image must include this .jpeg. If your image is a PNG file, then it becomes .png, as the case may be. Okay. The alt here, the job of this alt, as we will see later, is to ensure that there's a text displayed, okay, in place of the image, in case you mistyped something here. Maybe in the image file, you didn't type the name correctly, so the system cannot find the image. This text will now appear there saying my image. Or let me say my image goes here. Okay. My image goes here. Now, once you've done this and you've typed in your image, the name of your image correctly, you come to your file that you've named image here, and then you open it up. When you open it up, it's going to display the image that you have in your own folder. This is the image I have in my own folder, and it's a small image. So those of you that are seeing big images, there's nothing wrong. It's just that we've not specified, we've not told the browser that, okay, well, this is the width and size of how I want to display this particular image. I can make this image bigger right now with what I'm going to show us very soon. All right. Yes, it is possible, Busola. That's what I'm going to show us now. Everybody's image is big, big, big. Why? You do not see small image. You said I did not close the body tag. Okay. That's something else. So always close it too, because some browsers may not be friendly like that. Thank you for noting that out for me, James. So All right, so let's now reduce or make our images big. So how you do that? Let me expand this so it appears as if it's on one line. So what you need to do, everybody look up wherever you are. Space. Now we need to add another attribute of width to specify how wide we want our image to be. Now, when you're specifying the width of your image, is specified in pixels or percentage. Okay, but we'll get to that later. So you put it in quotation, or no, there's no need for it to be in quotation. So I could say I want my image to be maybe 600 pixel wide. No, put it in quotation. There's need to put it in quotation. Don't mind me. 600 width. Then the height, I want it to be maybe 200 or 300 pixel wide. Okay. You can do the same at your hand. Specify the width and height if you want. You can use your own width to be 100. Those of you that have big images, please use 100 or use 50, whichever one. Just use a smaller number. Don't use less than 50. Or if I don't use less than 100, use 100 for the height. Or the width. Just change the numbers, sure. And I'm going to then save my own work here. I come to my browser and I'll reload. You can see that my image became bigger. You can see that it became bigger than it was before. So that's how you make your image big or small. But if your image quality, the quality of your image is bad, you can see that this one is already looking fuzzy. If it's bad, if it's too small and you are making it bigger, it becomes blurry. Okay, those are the things you need to note. Should you understand? Those are some of the things you need to note. Very important. Very important. So that's how you control the size of your image. So let's try it at our hand very quickly. Try it at your hand. If you have questions, please put it in the chat window. And don't forget to go to the classroom and mark your register, mark your attendance, sorry. Okay. Okay, James, well done. You've corrected your big image. All right, I hope we have all, marvelous. I hope this is marvelous. You say you still did not understand. Okay, I'm just going to go through it one more time. Marvelous, please change your name so that, because I'm going to be cross-checking our attendance here with what I have on Google Classroom for those of us who have filled our attendance there. So please make sure your name is being reflected here, because your attendance is also going to be graded. Okay, well done. Thank you for changing it. Okay, so let me explain one more time. I'm going to try to do what I did again, all over again. All right. So I went to Google and I saved an image, got an image from somewhere. Let me use this image. I think I like this image. And I right-clicked to save the image, to download the image to my own file folder. But I want to save it as something else. And just say code.png this time around. So I have the image saved inside my folder, and I'll show you here. This is the image here. App is going to open. Okay, I know what I did. I changed the file extension for the image, the original file extension for the image. That's why it's doing that. So it's supposed to be SVG. Okay. No, this image may not work. Let me see. Let me use this one. Yeah. So just a code. Save it. Don't worry about what I'm trying to do with saving this file. Just all you need to know here is that you save a file inside that code, inside the folder. That'll be it. So I have a new image here called code. Okay. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to explain all this to you now. This is my image tag. And I said the image tag is used to display images. Okay. Inside your image tag, the image tag comes with different attributes. One of them is SRC. Your SRC means source. 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 That's what your SRC means. Okay. And what it's expecting you to put in here is the name of your image, the name of the image file. Here, the name of my image file is code.jpg. I'll copy that, I'll put it here. Okay, so I've changed that now. And also, your image tag has another attribute called alt. The job of this alt is if peradventure this image file name is wrong or I spelled it wrongly, it will show this text here instead of the image, because at that time the image cannot be found. Whatever I specified here cannot be found. All right. Then your width specifies how wide your image should appear on your web page, and your height specifies how high or the height of your image how it should look on your web page. All right. So remember, I have edited this page now, and I'm going to save this. So if I come here and I reload, this image has changed because I changed the name of this image. So let's test this alt attribute if it will work. So take, for example, and I'll say this is code1 image, code1.jpg, JPEG rather. And I save my file, and I come here to reload. Can you see? So it is said to me, image goes here because that's what I put here for it to show. And you can still see this border telling you the width and the height of the image. So always ensure that you get the file name, the image, your photo file correctly, the name correctly. Save, I reload, and it's back. So marvelous. I hope you at least got something. The alt is not compulsory. See, every other thing from alt all the way here, they are not compulsory. Okay. But because you want your image to show, so this source is very compulsory. All these other ones are just, they are optional. But of course, your width and height, if you want to control the height or the size of your image, then you specify all this. So I can change this now to 300 as well. So I have 300 by 300, and I'll save this. And I come here to refresh, and it has changed the size. So you can manipulate it anyhow you want in your own way. Okay. So, okay. I hope we all understand. So let me just explain this, and then we'll probably be ending the class very shortly on chapter 3. So how to view HTML source. Have you ever seen it? I think I've showed us how to view HTML source anyway, when you right click. So now let me come back to where's my browser? I want to view the source code, which is my code for this page. How you do it is you right click. For Chrome, you right click on it, on the page, and then go to view page source. This is what we have in my HTML, in my file, exactly what we have. Can you see it? So that's how you view the source code for your page. If you want to know what makes up a particular web page that you're looking at, this is how you view it. Okay. I hope this works for us. So that's how you view it. I'm going to close this now. Okay, right click on an HTML page and select view source, page source or source page or something, or view source for Edge or similar browser. So this is all what we've done just now. How you view source code of your web page. Very simple. You can also inspect, but I won't do this now so that we don't get too confused. Okay, so we're going to stop here for tonight. I'm going to entertain any question right now. So I'm going to allow you to unmute yourself if you really want to talk. If you want to talk. So I'm going to stop sharing now. So you can unmute if you want to talk. You want to ask your question verbally. Otherwise, you can put it in the chat window and I'll get it from there. So any question from us, please don't forget to go to the Google Classroom to mark your register, please. Your attendance. Why am I saying register? To mark your attendance. Okay, is the source file different from, is the source file a different tab or it's the same tab? It depends on your browser. Depends on the browser, depends on the way the browser, displays it, but mostly they will open it in a new tab. So if I do this now and I say view page source, so it opens it in a new tab. This is my original page and this is the source page. Okay, so that's something that is determined by the browser that you're using. How Marvelous, are you asking how you save image from Google or what? Don't worry, Marvelous, you will watch the recorded video, okay? And you will follow it step by step. I'll post the video recording on the Google Classroom, and then you can follow step by step at your own pace, okay? Don't worry, you get it. You get it. They're all very simple. I'll advise everybody to, once I post the recording, please go back and just watch. You can fast forward to where you know you missed, watch it over again, try, okay? And you eventually get it. So any other question? So I would like to let us know that attendance is graded. Your attendance is forming. Okay, is there a question here, sir? Can the code for today's class be shared for those? Okay, I'll share the code as well. I'll share those files that I have, that I've created from my end. I'll share it on the Google Classroom. You can go there and download it. I'll share the codes. So I was saying that there's a grading system that we're going to use to grade ourselves. And I would like us to please take everything seriously, okay? So for our attendance, I think attendance forms, it forms 10% of the entire grading system. It forms 10%. You're going to be seeing quizzes. Your quizzes forms 20%. You're going to be writing code as well. That's your coding assignments forms 40%. And then our final exam at the end of the program forms 30%. Everything all together is 100%. Quiz, 20%, coding, 40%, attendance, 10%, final exam, 30%. So let's take note of that. Very important. Very, very important. Okay, thank you guys for attending this session today. It's the start. If you're not getting it, don't worry, you will get it eventually, okay? And I am open to any question you want to ask, whether it's during the class or after the class or before the class. What I'm trying to say is that you can reach me any time of the day and ask any question that you may have, okay? There's something you don't understand, I can walk you through over the phone, during the day at any point in time. So just reach out to me on Telegram and I'll be able to do that for you. Your assignment is going to be, somebody asking if assignment is going on site. Your assignment is going to be online because I'm going to, like for tomorrow, you may not get any assignment until Monday or Sunday night. Until Monday or Sunday night, because your assignment, why I'm going to give you assignment is to give you things to practice and to also refresh your mind, with what we've learned already. That's what your assignments will be for. So you may not be getting assignment every day, but attendance marking is going to be every day that we have class. Every day that we have class. And the way that is going to run is 15 minutes into your attendance, the form will be available from the start of the class. So if we are starting class for 8 o'clock, the form will be available from 8 to like maybe 9 p.m. After 9 p.m., because we are still in class, after 9 p.m., the form may be closed. Okay, the form may be closed. I may choose to leave it till 10 p.m., but always know that there's an attendance form that has been posted once class starts. So you go to the class, to the classroom, Google Classroom, and just mark your attendance there. Very, very important. Because you are marking it, you are grading, you are getting marks, you're getting marks. Final exam is going to be at the end of the course. It's not now. It's going to be at the end of the course. Before the final exam, we're going to be having quizzes and all that. If it's going to be on site, we're going to try to make it an hybrid system, because I told us that at some point, once we are done with HTML and the Python class and the CSS class, we'll move into a physical class, which I'm going to try to make it to be hybrid for those of us who are far, far away. Some of us are not in this country. I know I have somebody from outside this country, a white person who registered for this course. And I don't know if the person is here. I've not checked the attendance. So exam is going to be an hybrid system, maybe online, as case may be. So we'll get to know that later. But once we start the Django class, we're going to be having a hybrid system. Those of us who are around come to class physically, and physical class is always the best, because I'll get to look at your work by myself, get to make those corrections right there. Some of the things that Marvelous is talking about here right now, I may not even have an understanding what he's saying much. But if it was a physical class, I'll be able to look at it myself and see, and then make those corrections for him. So that's how that is. Please, sir, how can I get the link to the Google Classroom? You're not in Google Classroom. Okay, let me post the link to the Google Classroom now. Excuse me. So I'm posting the link to the Google Classroom now. So all you need to do is just click on it. So you can click on it so that you can be added to the Google Classroom. So any question? We have 3 more minutes from anybody. Any question? So I'm available on Telegram if you want to reach me. You can reach me on Telegram, and then we can collaborate there as well. If you have questions, I'll be able to answer your questions there. Okay, so this is a learning process. And like I said, it's going to be as practical as possible. Some of us have written code for the first time today. Congratulations to you. You're going to continue writing code from today henceforth. Tomorrow, we'll probably go straight to VS Code tomorrow. So I think that may be easier for some of us. So we'll try and look at VS Code tomorrow. But for now, practice with your notepad, okay, so that you get to know how to code properly. All right. So since there's no question for me tonight, no more question for me tonight, please try and practice and practice and practice. Okay. You can write your code. You can send it to me on Telegram for me to look at for you. I can do that as well, and also advice. So God bless you all. Thank you for attending class today. God bless you. And one other thing I want us to know, we have about 70 of us that registered for this course. And right now I have anyway, class got to about 30 during the course of this lecture today. Attendance is key, and I'm going to be watching. For those of us who may not be in class at all, we'll be removing them from the Google Classroom so that we know how many people we're actually dealing with. All right, so please, your attendance is very key. Tell others if you know them to be in class. So God bless you guys, and I'll see you again tomorrow, 8 p.m. by the grace of God. So I pray all you've learned today will stick to your brain and you will understand it more and more in Jesus' name. So see you again tomorrow, and have a very pleasant night rest and dream of HTML. Good night, everyone, and bye-bye.